Well, hello boys and girls, Alex here on a very overcast Friday afternoon, second day of December 2022. And yeah, here at the on the Danforth right at Broadview Avenue, though Danforth Avenue turns into Bloor Street up ahead at the Prince Edward Viaduct. Just got off the 87 bus at nearby Broadview subway station. It is the beginning of afternoon rush hour, and foot traffic, even on the road, on TTC, it's seen a lot busy very recently. What's COVID, you know? Well, you can clearly see that traffic is just really booming. It's crazy compared to, last year. Remember the Omicron wave? Man, that was just brutal. Well, anyway, I think there's a slight chance of rain coming. Look at the clouds, they're so ominous. And I'm gonna do a little walking video here along Bloor Street East. Won't take long to get to Yonge Street. It's about 5 Celsius, which is 41 Fahrenheit. I haven't done a walking video along the street in a while. The last time I did a walking video on Bloor Street East was back in February. It was the first walking video I have filmed with the same Panasonic DMC ZS60, the same camera. There's Rosedale Heights. Is this Rosedale Heights, I think? Or is it on the other side? Might be on the other side. But yeah, when I left home at like 12:30-ish, or 12:15 actually, it was sunny, and now it's mostly cloudy with a little bit of sun. And yeah, now we're going to be walking along the Bloor Viaduct, aka the Prince Edward Viaduct. It's over a century old, if I'm not mistaken. And here are these little barriers. Actually, not little, they're huge barriers. They were installed in 2003 because it was very easy for one to commit suicide. It's a big friggin' deal, so. And that's why there's one of these signs. I just missed them right there. Oh, look. Right here. Distress Center. I wonder if that phone number is active. Because that sign looks as if it's been up since, for like the past 20 years. And yeah, there's the Don Valley Parkway, or as locals call it, the Don Valley parking lot, because it is always so jam-packed every day, especially during the rush hours. Although COVID times, when my dad and I drove the DVP, it literally took 10 minutes to get from Highway 401 in North York all the way to downtown. Right now, the traffic is looking pretty good here, but when you get to North York, like Don Mills Road, Eglinton, and up, it's very busy. My dad tries to avoid the DVP at all costs. I'm not even kidding. So of course, just looking to the southwest, and this is also looking to the north. East York Boroughs over there. I filmed about, 2-3 bus rides, 1 walking video. I went over to East York and a little bit of Scarborough as well, after filming a ride on the 13 bus to downtown. And actually I had to refilm that one because my camera was malfunctioning quite a bit on the zoom. Ugh. My hood came off. And there's the Don River, and of course the city skyline. Also, fun fact, there's a lower deck right beneath our feet here. The subway, line 2, directly runs underneath. You might even hear a rumble or two. I can never get tired of this view, riding on the subway. This is like my favorite part because you got the skyline in the distance. And of course, once we cross over to Bloor Street, we'll be in the downtown core. Look at that, guys! You got the sunlight just peeking out. There's Bridgeport Healthcare Center over there, as well as the Don Jail. Oh, there's the subway right underneath. And Of course, is the Don River and the Don Valley Trail and Bayview Avenue. And all of these new condos and stuff are all in the downtown core. Midtown Toronto's over there, Yonge and Eglinton. And a bit of some of the affluent neighborhoods like Moore Park, Rosedale. Off in that. Oh, there's another train, probably a westbound one too. I'm not sure if you guys could hear it. Of course, Bloor Street, Danforth Avenue. It's really one of the more busier streets here in the city, as it's the main thoroughfare, east-west. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do after this. Maybe I'll just go home. I think I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna quit filming videos for the day after this. Maybe I'll head to downtown, like the Eaton Center, or maybe I'll just go straight home. Who knows? And I'm trying to make the most of it because this weekend it's gonna be pretty shitty weather-wise. Tomorrow, actually, we're under another wind warning, so we could expect like winds up to like 80 kilometers per hour, similar to Wednesday. Except it's gonna persist. It's also gonna be raining as well. In fact, while I was filming my ride on the 87 bus, it was drizzling very lightly. It was also very short-lived, and there's like what 500 freaking high school kids out of Easter Collegiate. They packed onto the bus, and I was like worried that they were gonna give me shit because I'm recording, but they didn't, luckily. Although the kid beside me took notice of me and actually told them, guys, do not swear or don't say anything inappropriate. I mean, and then he just like pointed in my direction. So, but either way, you know, high school kids can be crazy. I was in high school this year. I miss it, but I also don't miss the craziness, the rowdiness and stuff. Unfortunately, though, public schools have gone beyond their extent and stuff, especially like at York Memorial CI. I actually know a friend that goes there, and I was just scared that it's gonna go out of control because it's like an everyday thing on the buses. But luckily they got off at Pape Avenue because of the McDonald's. So, and also they didn't really ruin my video. Okay, this is Rosedale Heights School of the Arts. I think it changed names though. Or I think back then it was the Castle Frank School, then they changed it to the Rosedale Heights, because not too far from here, of course, is the Rosedale neighborhood. There we go, we have walked the length of the Prince Edward Viaduct. And now we're in downtown TO. There's an on-ramp to the Don Valley Parkway, of course. Actually, no, I think you gotta... I'm confused here. Okay, no, that's an off-ramp from, like, Bayview Avenue. You gotta use Bayview Avenue when I access Don Valley. But from here, though... Oh, I see. Because I think you gotta, like... It's kind of complicated. You gotta head on to Bayview, follow the signs, and use Pottery Road to get to the DVP, so... Did I mention the weather already? The temperature? It's 5 Celsius. Feels like... Oh yeah, I did. Never mind. Sometimes I don't remember these things, man. So yeah, there's Rosedale up ahead. It's a very huge affluent neighborhood. Did a walk-in video around there once. I think this month, maybe we'll focus more on the, like the Midtown neighborhoods, like not too far from me. Because these houses can get very, like... They're known for their huge amount of Christmas decorations, so... Especially like on Inglewood Drive, you know, in the Moore Park, Summerhill, Rosedale areas. There's Castle Frank subway station, which is a subway station I have never been to before. And it looks like they are doing some construction here. Actually, they've been in construction for as long as I can remember. I remember when they were building the second exit, which is over there. I wonder if they're adding elevators. I don't think I saw anything about them adding elevators here at the station. That's the gate to the Rosedale Heights School of the Arts. Part of the Toronto District School Board. The homes here are very nice too. Millions of dollars, of course. That's where all the rich live. But I don't want to be biased or like judge people, you know. Just because, you know, they're rich or stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna get canceled for that. And later on, these condos there, these friggin' generic designs, we're gonna be swinging by them halfway on. Look at this, man. I remember like building something out of like friggin' Legos. There's Parliament Street coming out. Here's Castle Frank Crescent. So you got a good view of the half of the Yorkville skyline. I don't think anybody calls this the Yorkville skyline, but there's still a ton of skyscrapers there, that's for sure. You got one Bloor East and then this rectangular, it's in like slight purplish. Well, I don't even know what color. Maybe violet? I think it's violet. Whoa! Watch where you're driving, man. I think he almost tried to cut the. I gotta replay that and see. Yeah, we're going over Rosedale Valley Road. It's right down there. My dad and I have driven through there many times. It's beautiful in the fall, but obviously there's no more of the foliage. They've all disappeared. Oh great, now my camera's at 1 bar. I charge my camera on and off and breaks between recording videos. This is gonna be my last one though. Let's see if I can make it to Yonge Street before it just runs out of juice. I know Yonge isn't too far from here. I'm gonna make the most out of it though. And there's the start of Parliament Street. We've only done a walking video up Parliament once. In the Corktown district, right next to the Distillery Historic District as well. Thinking of doing another walking video in the street too. Parliament is very interesting, especially through Cabbagetown. I could do that. Look at this, you got Route 65 and 94, both Birchmount buses. Yes, I did not take the subway here for a change. Like, cause I did a walking video of Warden Avenue, and then I took the 135 bus and mentioned 87 to Broad. Only 2 routes. Now I'm using the rest on foot to walk myself into the downtown core. In fact, we are in downtown, but fortunately now we're gonna have to wait here for this friggin' light cycle. It's a cemetery here. St. James Cemetery, yeah, this is the St. James neighborhood. It's one of Canada's most high-density neighborhoods, if I'm not mistaken, because of the many typical high-rises that are built here from the 60s, 70s. I think one high-rise was even notorious because of its major problems, you know, starting fires, electrical problems, and all that stuff. 4 years, you know. I think I'm gonna stay on this side of the streets. I thought I'd cross over to the other side, but nah. Though, fun fact though, that's the subway you're hearing once again. However, it's traveling under through an enclosed bridge over the Rosedale Valley. Originally, when the subway was being built in the mid-60s, it was going to be like open air, but of course, with the high-rises over there and also those apartments right there as well, residents wanted covered, so they did it instead. But again, obviously it reduces the noise, but you can still hear it regardless. Maybe I'll cross over to the other side at Sherburne. We'll see. Would have been like better if I filmed this like at dark, but I'm gonna say that for like next week when I'm done exams. Yes, that reminds me, I'm not gonna have much time, or actually any time, to go out next week to film because I'm gonna be crapped out with one exam, which is on Thursday. Wish me luck. And I got like 3 exams, so however 2 of them are relatively easy. Why? Because they're open book. Oh look, now they're I guess they're doing construction up ahead now. I haven't really walked this way on foot in a while. In fact, I think this is my 2nd time walking the Prince Edward Viaduct. Yeah, I'm gonna cross over at Sherburne Street. So basically, subway right. It's runs like to the north of here, but for a brief period, it does head underneath. And I see a fire truck just coming out of the fire station right there. Forgot what number it is, but oh, it's backing up. Is it gonna start responding or no? I think it's back. I think it's done. I think it's just backing up. I thought it was gonna respond to a call or something. There's St. Peter's, St. Simon the Apostle Anglican Church. Yeah, so again, like through Sherburne, the subway pretty much like runs south of Bloor, and then it runs underneath Bloor again, and then at Yonge, and it just runs to the block north. It doesn't run underneath Bloor Street entirely and Everett Avenue because because of the disruption to like traffic, businesses. So you have to build it underneath a lot of these residential neighborhoods, especially under Strathmore Boulevard. Yeah, I see Sherburne up ahead. There's Glen Road and an entrance to Sherburne subway station, which is another station I've never been to before. Is that Howard Street right there? I see Howard Convenience. St. Jamestown is interesting, but unfortunately, this part of downtown Toronto, especially along Sherburne Street, it is so notorious for. It's just the street is littered with homeless people, mentally ill, drugged up. I know there's an injection site I think at Moss Park, but still, I would not be bringing my camera out in that area and do a video. I don't know how. Okay, I know Ken's a local to this area. I know he's done so many of these because he lives there. But me personally, I wouldn't do this, especially at night. At night, it just gets scary as hell. And I think the true thing is, I've never been down here at night, so nor will I ever do because the scariest shit can happen to you. Again, I feel sorry for those people living out in the streets. Hopefully they get the help they need, but the city is not doing anything to resolve shit. They're not. Why? Because even part of the city of Toronto wants to spend or waste money on such few things, but they're not going to spend money on building new shelters or even addressing the situation. Because I think this past week I heard that Toronto police, they were evacuating residents from one of the hotels in the city. Oh man, what a little bullshit the police is doing. Ugh. Interestingly enough, Sherburne Street literally goes into the Rosedale area. I think if you head down south on Route 75 or on foot, it's a very different story. Hopefully everybody, even someone who watches my videos a lot, has commented about how cities like Vancouver or Toronto have to deal with this. It's sad. In most cases. Sherburne subway station. I don't think I mentioned it. It's right. Oh yeah, I did mention it already. Jesus. I remember when it was earlier this year, an international student was shot and killed. That scared the fuck out of me. That guy on his freaking e-bike just came out of nowhere, just scared the shit out of me. Jesus, man. I was just about to talk about something. Oh my god. I was just about to talk about something that might be a little bit distressful. And out of nowhere. Imagine I was filming a walking video and someone like came out of nowhere with like a gun or a machete or a knife and I got injured or possibly dead. Oh my god, that would be a fucking scary situation. And I bet you there's probably people that have been shot up in the United States because they have a camera out and stuff like that. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's why sometimes you hate people equally like me. Because they don't really give a shit about society and stuff. That's why everybody in the United States, they got their guns everywhere and they're just off to like shoot randomly, you know, whoever walks by. I don't want to get into that though. That's a different rant. Here's Mount Pleasant Road. My dad always enjoys driving up this street, up to Midtown or back downtown. And there is the. I like the design of the Rogers corporate office right here. I think I saw on Block TO that this might remind us of Toronto City Hall. Maybe it does look like a City Hall building. But still, Rogers has been notorious for its outages and stuff. Oh man. Guys, I really apologize if I'm going off on things. I know I'm trying not to be biased or anything. Hey, Rogers Studios, I forgot they were right here as well. I thought Sportsnet Studios was right by Glenn Gould. But yeah. It's all right here. Oh look, there's that art thingy here. How about I get a piece of that here? Hold on a sec. Yeah, I just wanted to film that piece of art for my random clips compilation. Here's Ted Rogers Way. This guy's got a Christmas tree here. Although Ted Rogers Way like merges into Jervis Street. There it is right there. Got a lot of editing to do when I get home. But after all the editing, that's going to be it for probably a week. As I'm going to study for my exam. I finished all my assignments though. But minus for studying because, you know, obviously I got to do that. This is commemorating the war, I believe. I've walked or driven past this many times. It's crazy. I started at Broadview like 15-20 minutes ago. We're already here. I keep forgetting what this building is on the right. Is that a government building or... Oh no, that's the Manulife head office. Manufacturers Life Insurance Company. Though they have a tower just down the street from here at Bay. And there's Church Street. I've only done a walking video on that street once. I want to do that again. Of course, Church Street will take you into the gay village, or aka the Church and Wellesley district. It's rush hour now. Normally traffic would be backed up here. Actually, I think it'll be even more backed up when 5 o'clock hits. Hey, look, all the Christmas holiday lights. They've been turned on. I bet you it'll look even good at night. In fact, I think next week after I'm done my exam, I think I'm going to do a night walking video around downtown. And I also plan to go back to the Christmas market. I went there last week with my mom. Got no video there. Next time I will. Whether it's by myself or friends, I'll have to ask my one of my friends about that. Because it's free on weeknights, so on weekends, you gotta pay, so. Battery's holding up, but probably by the time I get to Young, it's gonna start flashing. Here's the Salvation Army. I know the hospital used to be around here. Oh, I think this, because I zipped my jacket all the way up, it's just hurting my neck. Ugh. Yazuki. It's coming from here, I guess. I like this part of Bloor Street. I like the sidewalks here. Of course, make it Bloor Street like 5th Avenue, because down up ahead, you know, we're in the Yorkville district now. And of course, you know, Yorkville got all these the main designer shops that probably none of us can't afford, or won't be able to afford, at least. This is the Skylight, no, the W Hotel. Used to be a Marriott here. And if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you may remember this location here. Look at this, a New York plate here. You guys may probably remember the Hudson's Bay Bloor Young store. It was right here in this building. It was my favorite location. It was very old school. It was quiet. It was comfy. It was very relaxing. I did so many videos there leading up to its closure in May. I missed that store, and I think Brookfield Properties has plans to redevelop the property here. So, yep, locations no more. Mainly because you know, the Hudson's Bay suffered during COVID, and of course, you know, they got the main flagship store down at Yonge and Queen across from the Eaton Center, which is probably where I'm going to head to right now. But I'm only going to spend like a very short time there. And yes, this location, probably the last one to have the old Bay logo. Can't find it anywhere else. I missed the old logo. Though it's still found in the Montreal location, downtown here. And in place of the logo, you got this art here. Let it be possible. Yes, right here, right outside the Hudson's Bay retail shops, Bloor Young subway station, which is the busy. And there's one Bloor East, and on the other side is its upcoming counterpart, or sister, or cousin, one Bloor West, which will be the second tallest skyscraper in the country once it's complete. Actually, it will be the tallest when it's finished next year. One Young will be a different story. But we made it. Made it here in one piece. My battery has not, it's not very low, but I think any second now it's gonna start flashing. So we're just gonna end things off here, and I'm gonna put the camera away and just maybe I'll go home, or maybe I'll go to the center. Who knows? But I'm not gonna film anymore. And yes, the always interesting Yonge streets. So guys, I want to thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. As always, stay tuned for more videos. Check out my members as well. If you really like what I do, want to support the channel, don't hesitate to leave your donations on PayPal or super thanks. And guys, stay warm, stay safe. We got a very interesting windstorm coming tomorrow. Oh yeah, now the weather's turning a bit good again. All the ominous clouds, now we see some blue sky. Yeah, guys, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and enjoy your December, enjoy your holiday season. All right, take care, bye-bye.